So for today's practice, we're going to be working on cultivating balance, specifically related to our nervous system and a little piece of yoga philosophy called the gunas. The gunas point to this idea that we have qualities of being. And I'll just briefly explain, and you'll recognize them in yourself, all of them. So we have a rajasic state of being, which is more active, anxious, worried, um, monkey mind. On the other end of the spectrum, we have a tamasic state of being, which is dull, depressed, inactive. In the middle, we have a sattvic state of a more balanced, calm, clear way of being. Yoga, in its inherent state, takes us back to a sattvic place, but we'll be talking about how we can actually craft our practice specifically to help guide us in the direction that we need to go. So let's get started. We're actually going to start our practice in standing. Sometimes with both of these qualities of being either rajasic, anxious, or dull, depressed, it's good to move the body first. So we're going to begin with movement. But first, just find your steady mountain. Feet as wide apart as feels good to you. You can have a little softness in your knees. Just take a moment to check in. Maybe you close your eyes down. Reach the crown of your head towards sky, your feet rooted to earth. Notice your quality of being. Are you feeling anxious? Are you feeling depleted or down? Or somewhere in the middle? Remember, neither quality is good or bad. We just don't want to linger in one place for too long. So just again, notice where you're at today. Notice your breath. And we'll begin by inviting in a smooth, even breath. And just notice, is your natural inhale a count of 3, 4, 5? Don't force it, just try to find an evenness to your breath. Now we can craft our breath to help us move in the direction that we seek to go. If we are feeling depleted or down, sometimes it can help to increase the inhalation. This creates a feeling of fullness, completeness, lightness perhaps. If we're feeling anxious, it can be helpful to lengthen the exhalation. This can lead to a calmer nervous system, a more grounded sensation. So notice for you, which would be more beneficial? And then for a moment, we'll just place our hands on our belly to direct our breath into our belly. Inhale, direct the breath into your belly. Exhale, direct your breath awareness down towards the earth. You can soften your knees. Inhaling into the belly, exhaling down towards the earth. Getting our practice with this downward moving energy, grounding us into the present moment. A few more cycles of breath like this. Good. So whenever that feels complete, you might already observe a subtle shift in your energy, in your quality of being. So I'm going to be suggesting a lot of little mini practices that you might just weave into your life. This next one is shaking. So just start to shake your hands, bounce into your knees. Think of when animals get stressed out. They might go into a corner and shake off all of that adrenaline, those stress hormones, and then they rest. They don't hold it in their hips. They don't hold it in their face. They don't hold it in their psyche. So this simple act of shaking, super profound and powerful for regulating the nervous system. For either bringing up your energy, moving your body, or getting out all of that angst. Remember to breathe. Don't worry if you feel silly. Nobody's watching you, and I don't care if you watch me. Shake it out. And then whenever that feels complete for you, take a moment to just stand in your mountain, to breathe and observe. Good. So our next mini practice is inviting in a cross pattern. In cross patterns, we use opposite sides of the body. It creates a balancing effect on the nervous system, kind of neutralizing the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system. So for this one, I'll just start gently and we might expand. So you're going to come up onto the left toe, reach the right arm up over the head, and then take it to the other side. You might move with your breath or just invite your breath to be natural. So if you're feeling a little bit more balanced, you could lift the leg up off the floor. Notice this involves focus, concentration, a little bit of core strength. So we're creating balance by moving our bodies, calming the nervous system. This is a super good practice to bring in if you are working at home or you tend to sit a lot, to just get up and do this cross pattern. Know that it's helping your body as well as your mind and your nervous system. Another variation is to actually take a cross, crossing opposite knee. Remember to stand tall, lift up through the crown. You are engaging your core. Keep breathing. Then moving our bodies, getting into our bodies so we're not so stuck in our minds, in our thought patterns and emotions. Maybe try the other one. I like to think of this as kind of like the nutcracker. If you're tired, rest. If this is serving you, keep it going. Remember, I really want you to tailor this practice to yourself. If you're feeling tamasic, dull, depressed, you want to move more. If you're feeling rajasic, anxious, eventually you want to slow things down. Slow it down. Take a moment to breathe, to feel. Maybe you sense your heart beating a little faster. Maybe you feel more rooted in your body in this present moment. So our next little mini practice is one of my all-time favorites. It's called the breath of joy. In the breath of joy, we take in 3 inhales with arm movements. It helps to fill in the belly, the ribs, the chest. And then as we exhale, we fold forward with an open mouth, big, big exhale. And you want to soften your knees as you do that. So I'll guide you there. We'll take several rounds. And this can help balance, bring you up if you need that movement. It can also just help you release tension. So it kind of helps with both ends of our spectrum to bring us into balance. So it's an inhale, arms forward, out, up. Exhale, let it go. Keep those knees soft. roll it up. And again, inhale, arms forward, out, up. Exhale, let it go. Keep it going your way. You might move faster than me or slower. Think about drawing in positive energy, opening your heart, exhaling, releasing anything that isn't serving you. Couple more rounds. And roll it on up. It's a great practice for shifting your energy, for releasing anger, frustration, or just clearing out your clutter. Take a moment to breathe and notice. And taking the time to pause, to breathe, and integrate your different poses and practices is really helpful and calming to the nervous system. It's a returning back to this place of safety, of just being in your body. So now we'll move into some more traditional yoga poses. So we'll take a few rounds of half sun salutation. Half sun salutations I always find beneficial because they combine our movement with breath, another way to settle the nervous system and focus us in present moment time. So take your hands in prayer to your heart, lengthen up in your mountain pose. Remember, your feet can be a little wider, your knees a little softer if you have any issues with your back. So let's inhale, reach up for the sky. Exhale, fold forward your way. Inhale, halfway lift, bend your way, lead with the crown, firm up the belly. Exhale, root to the earth. Inhale, bend into the knees, sweep those arms back up and around, and back to your heart. Again, inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, firm the belly. Exhale, deepen. Inhale, soft knees, reach on up. And back to your heart. Let's take 2 more rounds of this. In our practice, it's also good to have choice, to modify, to guide your own body with your own breath. So I invite you to take 2 rounds of half sun salutations led by your own breath and mind. You can always follow me. And when you're ready, just return back to your mountain. Stand tall and observe. More and more in our yoga practice and in our lives, we step into the role of observer. Without judgment, we notice where we're at and notice how we might shift if we need a shift. Relax your arms. And let's keep moving with our breath. Let's move our spine now into its lateral direction. Have your feet be about as wide as your hips. Let's inhale, sweep the left arm up. Exhale, come into a side bend. Bring it back down. And moving with your breath, inhale up. Exhale, laterally side bend to the right, your way. Keep it going, breath linking movements. Inhale up, exhale over towards the right. Direct yourself with your breath. And this time we'll stay and hold. You could linger here. If it feels good to you, you might reach that right hand up, clasp the wrist. Take the variation that serves you. Keep a softness in your knees, a groundedness in your pelvis as you direct your breath into the left side of your body. When you're ready, let it go. Soften the knees, roll the shoulders back. Notice your body. Notice any subtleties between the two sides of the body. Maybe your awareness is naturally shifting over to the left. Just notice and observe. And we'll take that to the other side. So inhale, sweep that arm up, right arm up, and then over to the left on your exhale. Bring it back down. Inhale, up. Exhale, laterally side bend, keeping your shoulders and hips even. Breath linking movements to occupy our mind. One more time, and then we'll come in for a hold. And then we'll hold. We can either hang out here, no worries, or you could take that left arm up and clasp the right wrist. Keep the tailbone drawing down, belly in, hips and shoulders square as you breathe into the right side of your body. And when you're ready, let it go. And maybe come into a nice neutralizing twist. Always good to move the spine in all its different directions. Try to lift one heel and then the other so you get an opening in through your hip flexors. Take the time to look around you. Our twists give us a chance to widen our lens. And when that feels complete, come back to your neutral spine. Take a moment to just breathe. To notice. And then let's come to the top of our mat before we move into some additional standing poses. Let's just take a full sun salutation or two. And sun salutations are really good if we're feeling tamasic or dull to just get us moving, build a little heat. If you know you're feeling a little more rajasic and want to just rest and be in your mountain or pause here, this is your practice. Start in your mountain pose. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Look forward, step back with your left foot. We can come down onto our knee. Make sure the front knee is over the ankle. Take one hand to the other, feeling supported as you come into your lunge. You could stay right here. This is very grounding. Or you could reach your hands to this. And always considering what posture, what movement would serve me best. Lifting our arms up to the sky can help lift a dull state. Help us feel a little bit more connected, maybe to spirit, to something greater. Take those hands back down. Right knee meets left knee, and we'll lower our bodies down. Rise up into your cobra, your way. Lower down, touch your toes, lift up, and come into your downward facing dog. If you're not feeling downward facing dog today, take child's pose. Try to lengthen those hips towards the sky. Our knees are as bent as they need to be. We could pedal. An interesting way to bring a cross pattern into your downward facing dog is to briefly cross your knees. If that feels good, take both sides. And then from here, we'll step forward with our left foot. Lower the knee. Get settled. Knee is over the ankle. We can take our hands to the thigh. Just press down if you need the sense of grounding, feeling into your bones, the parts of your body touching the floor. If you need a little uplift, reach up. I love the Christian song, Look Up, Child. Sometimes they're too focused looking down at the ground, looking down at the details, the problems. Look up. And then bring it on down. Let's just take the right foot to meet the left. Take a halfway lift, a fold, and a rise on up to the top. Building on, let's take one more sun salutation. And feel free to rest if that's serving you better. Inhale up. Exhale down. This time, step back with your left foot. Option to stay in your runner's lunge, knee over the ankle, back leg active, or drop that knee if that's serving you better. Maybe we take a twist. Left hand roots, right hand reaches for the step. And just building a little bit of heat. Bring it down. Step the right foot to meet the left foot. You can either take a plank or be on your hands and knees. If you're in plank, try to look forward, lift your heart, your breastbone as you root back with your heels. Feel a little heat in your belly. Always find to modify. Let's lower. Rise up, cobra or upward facing dog, your call. Lower down. Press back and up. Downward facing dog, just take one cycle of breath. And then we'll step through with our left foot. Find your runner's lunge. You're totally fine to drop down on the knee. Firm up the legs, firm up that back leg if you're in this version. And you could consider taking your twist. Right hand to the earth, left hand towards the sky. Breathe. And twist. Seeing a different perspective. Bring it on down. And look forward, look where you're going. You can take 2 or 3 little steps, but come back to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, fold in, and rise. Come back to your mountain. Take a moment to check in, to feel that bit of heat. Think of the sun salutations, honoring the sun, the light within us, around us. So relax your arms. From here, we're going to do a real kind of targeted practice for lengthening our exhalations, if that works for you. If you feel like you really need that lengthened inhalation, you can vary it and work on lengthening your inhalation. But a good way to lengthen our exhalation and calm our nervous system is to chant. So we're going to add the chant Om to a few of our poses. You can add it in if it serves you, or delete it. So we'll start with a balance here. So our feet are right underneath our hips. This is called palm tree pose. We're going to inhale, palms touch. Maybe you come on your tippy toes. Exhale, lower down. Feel that reverberation of the chant. And we'll do that a few times. Again, feel free to chant. Feel free to chant silently, whatever works for you. But notice when we chant, it helps us lengthen that exhalation, grounding us in the here and now. So we'll do it 3 more times. Inhale up. Rise on the toes or not. Exhale. Roll. 2 more times. Inhale up. And down. Roll. One more time. Up. And down. Roll. Breathe and feel. Simply chanting while you're driving, while you're in the bathroom, can have a profound effect on your nervous system, as well as boosting the immune system. So let's try one more pose with a chant. We'll step forward with our right foot, back with our left foot. So we're taking the base of Warrior One. Take the time to set up and get grounded, root into the feet. The back heel comes back further than the toes. And we're going to make this dynamic. So inhale up. Exhale, halfway fold and chant. Om. Inhale up. Exhale down. Om. 2 more times on your own, with or without your chant. Rise up and hold your pose, arms wherever they feel guided to be, and feel that reverberation of the chant. And say that Om is the sound of the universe. Sense the universe, the sense of connection to all beings within yourself. And when you're ready, bring it back to your mountain. Take a moment to check in. And we'll take it on the other side. So left foot steps forward, right foot steps back. To shine your light, your heart, your belly, your mind, straight ahead. And then adding the chant or not, lengthen in the inhale or lengthen in the exhale, whatever works for you. We'll move right in. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale, rise. Exhale. 2 more times, guided by your own breath. Chanting or no chant. back up and hold. Maybe you hear that chant within yourself. And when you're ready, come back to your mouth. Take a moment to notice, to just observe the state of your being, the quality of your being. Beautiful. So now we'll be heading down towards the mat. We're going to do a few closing poses and then really move into some more restorative type poses as well as a short meditation. So coming towards the top of the mat, inhale, exhale, fold. Step back into your tabletop position. Shoulders over the wrists, knees as wide as the hips. Might feel good to kind of wag the tail a little bit here, rock from side to side. And then finding your steady table. I'm going to move into one more cross pattern. So find stability here. I'll show you two different variations. So stepping back with the left foot, the foot stays on the floor, the right hand comes forward. That's your inhale. Exhale, return. Inhale, left hand, right toe, extends. Exhale, return. So either keep touching the ground or lifting away if that's serving you today. We lift and extend on our inhales. We return on our exhales. Recalling that these cross pattern techniques help create a balancing and calming effect within the nervous system. You're feeling tired, rest. You're feeling good, keep it going. And when that feels complete, come back to neutral. And we're going to be guiding our way back into child's pose, but in no rush.